Holy copium! Our wishes may actually be coming true. With the confirmation of Quan Chi's harem being alive and in the custody of public safety, does this mean that copium actually works? Can we just now, like, cope things into existence? Anything we want? Okay, I'm gonna be brave and go for it. Rize is coming back to tell Denji her answer. Kobeni will return and become the president of Earth. Kishibe returns by riding back into the series Beam. Himino was joking and is actually alive. She was just serving time for grooming. Fumiko dies horrifically. Aki and Power are alive. Meowie's alive. Nobara is resurrected from the grave. Mobile Fighter G Gundam gets to season 2. And of course, Momo and Okaru get married. But that's not even it. There's not even all the things that I could really go in about. The things that I want to cope about, and I have to start.
2 hours later.
We pick up from the last chapter with Quan Chi and Eye Patch confronting Team Asa and FUJIMOTO doesn't waste time at all here. Nail immediately tells Quan Chi to wait and that she shouldn't kill them because they look up to her. Respect her because she's so strong and obviously, so pretty. But most importantly, they're dying to see what shampoo she uses. But I gotta ask, it must be difficult washing your hair when half of your skull is missing, right? So how do they do it exactly? You have to like put like a tarp on like the one side of the, I don't know. But they go full Nobara and flick up the nails like exactly how Nobara would do it. Can't remember if this was like shown in the previous chapters, but yeah, Nail in my headcanon is now the embodiment of Nobara. But the action of this chapter is truly killer as Nail, Yoru, and Katana attack Quan Chi, but they're no match for her. She's, only one of the strongest, if not the strongest public safety agent we know about, so she beheads Katana with ease as Haruka drops Denji's head. Seriously, be careful with the merchandise. At least put him down nice and gently. Yoru then creates a scalpel sword, really cool moment, and Nail and Yoru attacks Quan Chi while Denji's poor little noggin rolls all the way to Bro Benny. But even 2-on-1, it's not enough as Quan Chi dodges all of their attacks with ease, kicking Yoru away and impaling Nail on her sword as Bro Benny is sprayed with blood. I mean, any moment with Bro Benny is sure to be filled with, well, I guess the same things as a Kobeni scene, but that's why we love him. Quan Chi gives him the dirtiest look you can give someone, or the best look, depending on, if you're a sub or a dom, but I mean, if she looks at me like that, I may curl up into a ball and die, and so she goes to kill him. But Bro Benny, being the bro he is, holds up Denji's head as a human shield. And Bro Benny doesn't know it, but using Chainsaw Man as a shield is a Higashiyama special technique. Whether you're using him as a shield for bullets or from Quan Chi, Chainsaw Man is 100% effective only in the arms of Higashiyamas, raising all of their defense by at least 500 defense points. And seeing as Higashiyama is always in defense position or face down, you never quite know what to expect. In this case, Bro Benny's defense was too high for Quan Chi's attack power. So Bro Benny does, a Bro Benny and screams very loud and very intensely while sweating, dropping his head, and once again, be careful! Stop dropping his head! He's precious! We need him not brain damaged. And plus, we don't have power around to beat his brain back into sentience. Yeah. Eye Patch tells Quan Chi to get on with the killing, but she says, I think our first mention of Kishibe and, God, I don't know how many chapters. I think, maybe the last chapter of part 1 he was mentioned, though I could be wrong about that one. She says, an old friend warned me to never make an enemy out of this one. At first, I thought Kishibe warned Quan Chi to never make an enemy out of Kobeni, which would be a plot twist and a half. Imagine Kobeni being so feared that Kishibe has to tell Quan Chi that she should be careful to not piss her off, which is funny because, well, it's Kobeni. But no, I'm pretty sure he means Digi here. But Eye Patch is going mental because none of these devils are doing as they're told, and he drops a massive hint and confirmation that Quan Chi's girlfriends are not only alive, but they're in public safety's custody. This is a massive line because of, well, the implications. For one, this could mean that Yoru and Asa could use this as leverage to get Quan Chi on their side. It probably goes something like this. I could cut you down, or you could join us and we'll free your girlfriends. And if I were Quan Chi, knowing they also have Chainsaw Man on their side along with Katana, Nail, and Elbow, yeah, of course, that's a great reason to justify Quan Chi's defection to Team Asa. As well, here's the crazy implication. This could mean that if they have her girlfriends, who we thought were potentially very dead, alive, then what about Rize? What about the Powie? I feel like with what Eye Patch said, I see no way that this arc, or at least the next arcs or so, doesn't lead to some implicit confirmation that at least more of the characters we thought were donezo are in reality alive and simply captured and chopped up like our boy Dennis. But Eye Patch just wants to say one thing. Women are... So yeah, turns out Chainsaw Lady here doesn't like misogyny and won't stand for it, so she brutally murders him and proceeds to consume him. Wild. This was all thanks to Katana, as Nail says he's cut through that door before, which also means that the others in that cell are now free and also likely causing chaos inside of the facility. But I do gotta say, good on you, Chainsaw Woman. Comatose monster by day, hero by night. Truly, she is the people's hero, a slayer of misogyny everywhere. Quan Chi seeing this is just like, this works. All right, I'll pretend I lost. Kill me. This is shocking to hear at first, and even the others are sort of in disbelief, but no, this is a pretty solid plan because she can't die like Chainsaw Man. Also, as a side note, these doctors, man, even they're like looking at each other and they're just like, we didn't hear a thing. So Yoru agrees, but before asks her who was stronger, Chainsaw Man or herself. She says that, well, she obviously is stronger, but Chainsaw Man is more fearsome. And this checks out mostly because when Chainsaw Man fights, it's really always a bloodbath. I mean, we all know Digi's favorite move is to literally impale himself through the torsos of all of his enemies, like on a near consistent basis, so that's a thing. So it really does make sense why he'd be so fearsome. He doesn't have any kind of stops on him, no breaks whatsoever. He just goes all in. Though, I was thinking about this from Yoru's perspective on why she'd asked that question to Quan Chi, and I think the warrior inside of Yoru doesn't want to kill someone if they know they're a strong opponent. So basically she wants to save them for herself. After all, she lives for a good fight and she wants to kill Chainsaw Man too. That's why she's breaking him out. And this is another reason I don't think Yoru would kill Quan Chi and ask her to join them. Why pass up such a great opportunity as Quan Chi? They could spar, they could fight, they could kill each other. It'd be great for them, right? So as she goes to swing, the chapter ends with the biggest confirmation coming out of this week and really this entire arc so far. And it's almost sort of heartbreaking, and I'm surprised not many more people are talking about it, but the bi-weekly devil is back! April 23rd is the next chapter, and I think I just saw someone fall to their knees in a Walmart. I currently somehow am recording and making this video in. Oh no, it's me! Joking aside, this was a pretty notable chapter with many implications on who could potentially be alive. We know for a fact that Quan Chi's girlfriends are alive, which means Halloween lives, but also that our endless coping over Rize and power may not be unfounded. We may be able to cope them back into existence. And I'm not sure how the math works out or how that's even possible, but I leave with a high enough concentration of cope, we could create some sort of cope bomb that could bring them back. Outside of that, I'm sticking to my theory of Quan Chi joining the side of Team Asa, though I think she'll join them to help break out her girlfriends. Also, the fact that Kishibe warned Quan Chi to not fight Denji or the Higashiyama clan is very interesting. I mean, imagine Kobeni returning and being a key figure in the end of the series. Like, it's not Chainsaw Man that should be feared. No, it's Kobeni and Bro Benny who should be, obviously. Also, it seems like a trend every week now, but I do also want to mention some tweets that my friend Adorburb sent me. Basically, one of them is from the Twitter account Denji Unleashed or Chainsaw Man Unleashed. They say, Denji did the one thing Kishibe couldn't, kill Makima. I could see why he'd warned Quan Chi not to make an enemy out of Denji, but it's still surprising seeing her back off of him like this, which is really true. I mean, think about it. Denji is the one to, well, chop up Miss Makima, right? Makima was insanely powerful and hugely influential, and she had control over pretty much all of public safety, and according to some people's comments in previous chapters, still does even after her death. So the fact that Denji was able to kill her and of course chop her up into bits and eat her, it's really interesting that Kishibe, his relationship with Denji, it feels very unique. I don't want to say close, but it feels a lot like Kishibe really respects and appreciates what Denji did, even though it was a very horrific and gruesome thing. Now, the second thing I was also sent, I want to bring up here that I thought was really, really sad. From another user named Andrea, they say blackmailing Quan Chi to keep working for them by keeping her girlfriend's bodies in custody is so sick and evil. And yeah, that's true. So that's one of probably the reasons why Quan Chi is still working with them, and I think gives even more credence to my theory that maybe Yoru and Asa have sort of figured this out, and that they are going to use that as a leverage. Say, hey, we now know that your girlfriends are captured, and so we're going to help you out, so help us. So I think it would make a lot of sense if those two things would go through, and I think these are some really good observations that I missed in this video. Overall, I love this chapter. It was a lot of fun, and I'm going to have to patiently wait for April 23rd for a new chapter, so let me know in the comments your theories on what's going to happen next. Will Quan Chi join Team Asa? Does the status of the girlfriends mean Rize and Power are for sure alive? And is Kobeni now the most feared character in the series? Let me all know your thoughts in the comments. Also, yesterday I released my complete analysis of the Bomb Girl arc, clocking in at over an hour and 6 minutes long, and it's the longest video on this channel for obvious reasons. And the response to it has been amazing so far, so thank you so much for your support, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't watched it, then definitely give it a shot, especially because I've never covered any part 1 content before. So thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe so you'll never miss a Chainsaw Man video when a new chapter drops. Love ya, bye-bye.